Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the Internet's most passionate wine program, and we sit here today as the year is getting closer to ending, and it is all about Barbaresco, 100% Nebbiolo, only 10 miles from Barolo, but clearly is at some level in the shadows of Barolo. Even though we have Gaia and Bruno Giacosa, Barbaresco continues to be value-driven, in my opinion. The wines rival, Barolo. A lot of people like them even more. They tend to ripen a little bit earlier than Barolo. Even though it's 10 miles away, they come across completely different with the same varietal. That's what you call terroir, my friends. It's a place that first got DOC status in 1966 and then later became a DOCG in 1980. So it's been on the competitive world stage for quite a while now and continue to pump out tremendous wines that are pretty pricey. 40, 60, 72 bones. Not a little drop in the bucket. These wines get expensive, very collectible, last for 10 to 20 years pretty easily, and really create profound drinking experiences. So I'm excited about this show. I'm excited to start with the Ranki 2005 Barbaresco. It's a great wine, 92 points Wine Spectator, 40 US bones. Let's see what's going on here. These are great wines with cheese, pasta, veal. They really are amazing wines in general. I've been a big fan of Barbaresco for a long time. Let's give this a sniffy sniff. And the thing that's undeniable is like this licorice, like cherry licorice smell that I get. It's kind of like putting a Jolly Rancher in a toaster oven. Inside joke. Anyway, good fruit. I get some cherry juice things going on here. There's a little bit of a kind of like a peppermint minty thing even on the back end, of the nose, which is quite intriguing and unusual for me. But it's really bright red fruit. There's a little bit of graininess, a hint of tobacco. Let's give it a whirl. Good fruit. Quite nice. Let's give it one more shot. Tannins. Really dry. Whew, this is a big boy. I didn't fool around. I mean, heavy cigar-like flavors. I get a little bit of smokiness, maybe like a Serrano smoked ham flavor in there as well. Dark cherries, dark black currant, really ripe fruit, dry. Your mouth is drizzy, and you like it. It's kind of like, thank you, you're welcome. Very solid stuff, quite approachable, but very youthful. Need some more time breathing. Little black tea on the back end, and there's kind of like a clove type flavor on the back end that I think is quite remarkable. I think Spectator did a great job. I'm in love with this wine actually. 92 points is right the par of the course for it, and at 40 bones I think it's a fairly good deal. Pretty exciting way to start the show, Mott. That wine brought some serious heat. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's give it a little bit of a swirly, rinsey rinse. And now we are going with an amazing producer, the Sigliuti 2004 Vigna Erte Barbaresco, 91 points Wine Spectator, 14.5% alcohol, 91 points, 60 bones. Let's see what's going on here. It was a tough job. Sniffy sniff! Now this is much more earthy on the nose than the last wine, not even close. I get a really heavy topsoil, fertilizer action, some rocks and dirt, just like a real man's man kind of nose. There's a little bit of a plum component that I like. There's alcohol's popping through a little bit, so the nose is much more difficult, challenging than the last wine. Let's give it a whirl. Bold, big, dry. I like the raspberry flavor that hit me in the mid-palate. It's a little bit less complex than the last wine, but believe it or not, even though it's 50% more. good wine, though. Boy, oh boy. I mean, if you're not drinking Barbaresco, I beg of you that you make it a New Year's resolution, because these wines are serious. And in Tyra Banks talk, these wines are fierce. I mean, these are big, solid, structured, burly, immense, complex, thoughtful, long age worthy vino. They are very good. Both these wines are shining right now. Wow, I am all in with Wine Spectator. I'm gonna go 91 points on this as well. So, I don't know. I mean, it's amazing. Anyway, great job. I agree, for my palate. Great wines. Not the least expensive wines I've ever seen, but both are great. This is one of the categories, and I know you guys watch a lot. I feel like such a sellout. I'm like, oh, great and great and great. But part of the show, no, not part of it. This show is about calling like you see them, and sometimes a category comes along that's great for my palate. I love the dryness. I love the sense of old world flavors while having some new world sensibility. I think that's the way it should be. Good core values while adapting to new technology. That's kind of what I think about. That's what these wines are doing. Just really structured, but still bring some good thunder. Wow. Rogna, 2004, Montefico Barbaresco, 95 points, Antonio Galoni, $72 US. 95 points Galoni. For anybody out there who reads Wine Advocate, Robert Parker's Wine Advocate, you know this is a big score. Galoni is a tough critic. This is what I love about Barbaresco Nebbiolo. You can see your fingers through it. It's got that Pinot Noir type coloring, but the flavor is just massive. Let's hold this like a tool. Sniff it up with me, folks. Now, this almost smells like a pine tree. There's some piney maple kind of things going on in here. Very earthy as well. Very earthy. Kind of, like sticking your nose into an ant farm. Just like kind of like insecty. And that's kind of where that maple kind of smells like bug repellent. Actually, that's where I'm going. Notice that? It's funny how the mind works. Ant farm, maple, pine. You know how it's pine scented mott? The mind is so interesting. I get very much like a bug repellent kind of thing going on here. I do get some black fruit, a little mulberry, actually. Let's give it a whirl. Very, very earthy, functified. A little functified action in here. A little earth, wind, and fire for the kids. Let's give it a whirl. Very complex. This is the tightest wine of them all. Dry City, USA. Big shout out to the CKCs. What happened, Matt? I'm getting excited. I blubbered it, right?
Big shit.
Is that what it sounded like to you?
Yeah.
It was a big shout out, Matt, to the CKCs, College Kid Crew. Met a couple the other day. Anyway, this is a fascinating wine. I am nowhere close to as excited about this wine as Galoni is. It's very tight. It's big. Again, we're popping, we're pouring, we're assessing in 30 minutes, 30 seconds. It's a complete, insane way to do this, but it's just the way we do it. But I'm not feeling this as much. For my palate, this is about a 90-pointer, and at 72 bones. Pass. I was downright pumped to try this wine, so I'm a little bit disappointed. Some of the energy that just came from there. I thought it was really climaxing to this big moment. It didn't do it for me, unfortunately, and that's fine. But I'm a little sad. 90 points, but 3 wines, all 90 and above. That happens twice a year, so a great way as we are winding down this year. The wine showed well. This is just a little bit of a disappointment. Just want to go back here. Jerk. Oh, sniffy sniff. Yeah, this first wine for 40 bones. Yep. Spectacular. Early Super Bowl predictions. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl and what's going to be the score? You, with a little bit of me, and please, if you have not had Barbaresco before, please make it one of the first wines you have in 2010. Please. We're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.